Um, so what I'm going to read to you is not from my book, and it's something I recently wrote. It's called Womb Envy. I told Eleanor that I was going to begin my reading with a meditation on one of the final scenes from the movie Seven, starring Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, and more notably Kevin Spacey. Eleanor said my choice was too obvious, and oftentimes people relied too heavily on pop culture references. She called it a crutch. So what was I going to read? How could I start off a reading about the subject of envy? I don't know about envy. I know about a related emotion, jealousy. I Googled both and learned that envy is wanting something you don't have, or wishing another didn't have what you wanted. Jealousy is when you have something and are afraid someone else might take it from you. I have an intimate relationship knowledge of jealousy. I felt jealousy pulling me to some place I never wanted to go. Stalking, accusing, paranoid delusions. I felt jealousy clinging desperately to a relationship, unable to let my lover live their own life. I don't want them to have friends. I don't want them to enjoy things unless they are somehow related to me. But envy is different. If jealousy is more about possession and self-absorption, envy is about lacking and self-loathing. In the See Also section of the Wikipedia entry on envy, it says womb and vagina envy after penis envy. Freud posited penis envy to explain young girls' thwarted sexual desire for their mother. Womb envy apparently was posited to explain why Freud would even think that a young girl would desire the power inherent in the acquisition of a penis. Because men actually feel inferior to women. Because they don't have vaginas, can't get pregnant, can't create or sustain life. Womb envy attempts to explain the male social subordination of the female. After I read this, I took a bus to the grocery. On the bus, I remembered a video I had recently watched on the internet. The subject of the video was whether science could answer important moral questions. The man giving the talk thought that since positive conditions for the health of a human could be described, then this same method of description could help us answer moral dilemmas. One of his examples was whether it was a good idea for the health of the community to put a dangerous chemical in the water supply, or if that was a bad idea. I hope that question is easy to answer. He then showed a slide of a group of women in black veils. He understood the nuanced reasoning of cultural relativism and the possibility of a woman freely choosing to wear a veil. But he also asked an important question. Are these women truly making free choices when the culture in which they live allows a father to murder his own daughter out of shame if she's been raped? Is the shrouding of the female body the best condition for human happiness? He then goes on to show a slide of a collection of fashion and health and fitness magazines that most of us would see at any newsstand in the Western world. Here, women are mostly uncovered, with large breasts and thin waists. Is this the best way to convey the female form? Do these magazine covers create the best conditions for human happiness? Maybe male-dominated culture has veiled the female because gazing upon the object of his envy is too painful. He doesn't want to see the curve of a breast because his chest is flat. No milk comes from them. No baby could suckle from his mostly useless nipples. He uncovers the female too because he both envies and lusts for her body. He is a masochist in this way. He wants to kneel at the feet of a woman to gaze up at her vagina, imagine himself into the womb. It's not surprising that in this culture, porn is often about getting as many and as much penis or hand inside a woman. He's even built elaborate fucking machines to get inside a place which he will never be able to possess. Perhaps Detroit and American car companies can turn their engineering ingenuity on the problem of mechanically entering women. He doesn't menstruate, so the pill was created. If he couldn't have periods, he could at least control those of his mother and sister. He envies the female so much, he's attempted to completely recreate her form. Look at those fashion magazines and wonder if you recognize the body presented to you. Women don't have wrinkles. Women always have high cheekbones. Women have large breasts. Women are hairless. Women have pink, pouty lips. I must go back to the movie Seven here. I'm sorry, Eleanor. Does it not make sense now that in that movie, Kevin Spacey chopped off the head of Brad Pitt's wife, played by Gwyneth Paltrow? That the entire scene is so much more emotional for the fact that Brad Pitt does not know that the death of his wife also means the death of his unborn child. In fact, Spacey was not envious of Brad Pitt, but of what Pitt appeared to possess, a woman and a womb. If it's true that the choice of Seven as a pop culture reference is too obvious, because that movie is what our particular generation thinks of when we think of the seven deadly sins, then is it any wonder that the enactment of envy includes the death of a woman? Thank you.